I know it, but I got gasoline.
No, you don't want gasoline.
I do not have any fluid. Getting set up here. Let's go ahead and turn that off. What's up, bro? Just getting set up here, guys. Give us a second. Probably not even going to follow through with this. Just having some technical difficulties is all.
I thought you were sweeping up.
I am. Yeah. We need more paper.
Yeah.
I'll give it more. Will that do it? Okay.
It don't even work.
I'll get more paper. Hold on. Alright, so we're having some technical difficulties back here because the wood is extremely wet and I suck at building fires, so I just I gotta fix my mistakes, you know. Here we go. Anyway, sorry for the delay, guys. I didn't, you know what I'm saying. I'm very sorry about it. I really meant to get on at 5 o'clock tonight. Busy schedule today. Got some maintenance done. Shot a little bit of video today too. I don't know if I shot enough. Battery's low and all that, but we're gonna try one last time to get this going. And if we don't get it, we're just gonna go without it. And then hopefully that beautiful sunset behind us can save us. So let's see what we got here. A few people. Spend a few hours outside picking up sticks, raking the lawn in spots on the back side of my house. It's awesome, bro. That's right, man. We're outside tonight. So, listen, I appreciate you guys' patience and your cooperation. I'm very sorry for the delay, but I'm going to go ahead and clean up the... I'm just going to clean up the stuff over here. In the meantime, just enjoy a beautiful sunset behind us. And this beautiful weather, especially since we haven't been able to get out here in a while, right? It's really, really nice out here. So I think what I got to do right here for now is I just have to get some, I got to get some paper on here. I'm trying to find some lighting fluid. We're giving up on the whole natural thing at this point because the wood is just too freaking wet. And I totally screwed it up in the beginning. I'll admit to that. So now I got to suffer the consequences. Probably won't have it tonight. But either way, I got to say, it still looks pretty cool when you look at it. So here's the seating arrangement I got for you guys for now. This is kind of a rough layout of what it's going to look like. So I think a great way, this is my first time doing this, by the way, I think a great way to kind of make the fire the center point, because it really is is I'm gonna have it look like you guys are sitting across from me when we do this. So what we're gonna have me over there with the iPad. I'm gonna be reading questions, answering them, and then on this side, this is where I have the phone at, and we'll just be able to, answer questions in more of an intimate way, because that's really what the show's about. It's all about creating an intimate setting and, just relaxing, enjoying a Friday night. In this case, a Saturday night. It's really beautiful out here. So, I appreciate you guys' cooperation and your patience. We will start tonight's broadcast momentarily. Yeah. Just got to keep putting paper on it for now. That's all we can do. God, this tonight's fire was a whole drag, man. Just completely. Once again, we are almost there. Let's see, more freaking wood. Grab the iPad while I was in there. All right. Well, I got some paper here. Maybe you can bunch it up first and then put it in there and get her going. I know. I'm sorry I'm wasting you guys' time. I really am. But I'm desperate at this point. I gotta get this to work. If I was smart, I would have tested this to make sure it would work. But sadly, it's not. So we'll just have to continue playing with it. Paper and oxygen, paper and oxygen. All right. Haha. This might do it. Oh. Grabbing the stick. Doing this outside isn't the funnest thing, but when you do it a few times and you get the hang of it, it gets fun. Oh yeah, look at that. We are off and running. Get some more in there. I'm not even going to touch it tonight. Once it gets lit, I'm just going to let it slowly go out at this point because the wood's too wet and I'm just too desperate. So I'm not going to... I'm not. Anyway, I don't want to waste you guys' time. We already got like 10 minutes, so we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Let me go get the iPad, and then we'll just do an introduction, and then that'll be it. So whatever comes out of this, I'm not sure how it's gonna be, but that'll be it. Let's go get the iPad, and then that'll be it. We'll get started. All right, well, we're about to be off and running. Got a nice sunset behind us. My neighbor back there. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me from over here? If not, I can move it closer. All right, here it is. Let's turn that down. Let me bring it up a little bit. This is beautiful. Yeah, we got a little bit of fire, not much, not tonight. Wood's too wet, but we'll just we'll have to make it work. Put some Malergonite in it. That's funny. All right. Let me just adjust this handle here. There we go. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down, and then we'll get started here. All right. So, last chance. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you? You guys can hear? Okay. I guess with that, we'll go ahead and get into it. What's going on, guys? I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Welcome back to another episode of Lawn Fires, where the fires are hot, the lawns are green, and the questions are engaging. Now, to contradict what I just said there, the lawns are not really green right now, but I know we're probably going to have a little bit to talk about tonight because of the fact that we're outside, it's getting warmer, but the lawn is dormant. So a lot of you guys are probably going to ask me tonight about pre-emergence. How do I time those correctly, right? So if you guys have any questions you want to ask me about pre-emergence, mowing, spring fertilization, or really anything of that nature at this point, go ahead and ask them. This is open format. Any questions you have, I'm more than happy to answer them. If not, you can follow up with me with my email at sullivanjacob68 at gmail.com. That will be able to, yeah, so with that, let's get into it. So let's see what kind of questions we got. I know I made you guys sit through that, getting the fire ready and all that, but hey, that's just how it is. You know, it's not my favorite thing to do in the world, but it's a beautiful night tonight. I wanted to change the setting a little bit, and I gotta say I love it so far. But yeah, the fire is what it is tonight. Hold on, let me just throw that in there for fun. Why not? So I can at least say that I showed you guys a good flame. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that catching. All right. Let me just pause that on here because I have a replay playing on my end. All right. Anyway. We got here. Hey Jake, I was the first one to join the stream, but you were busy with the fire. Yeah, man, I saw that. How early do I throw down seed, and how long between pre-emergent and seed? Okay, so this is a question I get a lot when it comes to spring seeding and pre-emergence. To simplify the complexity of this situation, I recommend that you do one or the other. And the way you determine that is you just have to ask yourself, like, is the amount of grass seed, no, what am I trying to say here? Is the thinness of my lawn more severe than the crabgrass, or is it the other way around, right? If you ask me, I really recommend that you put down your pre-emergent in the spring to make sure that you get coverage all the way through the year and into the fall. And then what you do is you aerate and overseed in the fall to introduce some more cultivars into the lawn, and you let them, you kind of let them overwinter, establish, and then you just have a thicker lawn in the end, right? I'm not one for spring seeding because when you spring seed, you're more likely to diminish your results if you don't stay on top of the watering. So as far as spring seeding goes, it's not really something I'm committed to in the long run. But if you want to do it, just be prepared to water every day, because as the temperatures get hot and dry, you want to make sure that you're keeping on top of it so that you do not diminish any of the results, right? You want to make sure that you get that ROI, that return on your investment. So if you were to ask me, I don't recommend you seed in the spring, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to. It's not going to hurt a thing. But just remember, if you want to do a pre-emergent, you cannot do it with your spring seeding, only one or the other. But to answer your question, if you do decide to seed in the spring, that's definitely going to change the way that you're able to prevent crabgrass. In fact, you have to wait up to 5 weeks after the grass seed germinates and establishes in order to put down a pre-emergent without hurting anything. So I hope that answers your question there. Let's keep going here. Earl Ferroles. Jake, this question might not be about lawns, but it seems you are close to becoming a legal teenager. So are you ready for relationships? Yeah, we're getting there. I mean, I got no one in particular, but we'll be there soon. Andy's Lawn Care and Outdoor Adventures. I'm going to throw down fertilizer on April 1st. Planning on starter fertilizer 3 pounds per 1,000 and Milo at 6 pounds. She's roughed up after winter. Need. What does TLC stand for? Need some TLC. I'm not familiar with that, I don't think. What does TLC stand for? Tell me in the comments, somebody. Alright. TLC. Let's see what else we got. Canelo 1, I like your outdoor setup. Thanks, man. This is not official yet. This is just my first time trying it, so I still got a lot more. I got a lot more work to do with it. In fact, this is last minute. Next time we'll make sure things are level. All right. See, what I really wanted to do is I wanted it to be. I was hoping maybe the HDR and the camera would kick in and I'd have the sunset behind me, but it's not going to work right now. That's fine. We'll keep going until it gets dark. So for those of you who want to stick around, please feel more than welcome to. We're going to be out here a little bit. How long do you go in between first pre-emergent apps? Is it determined by soil temperatures? What do you mean by that, Scott Dogs? Are you asking me for application intervals, like in between applications, or are you asking me how do I time my first application? So I need you to clarify, and then I can answer your question, Scott Dog. WB Landscaping, what is your recommendation on push mowers? All right, so to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of experience with any other push mowers besides my Toro and a little bit with my Snapper High-Vac. Other than that, other than those two, I don't have a lot of experience. But from what I hear, Honda HRX 217, great push mower if you're looking for something to add in your arsenal or grow your business with as a starting out kid. All right. Andy's Lawn Care and Outdoor Adventures. A good dethatching too. Thatch overload. Oh, yeah. Definitely do that. In fact, what I'm doing this year, because I'm going all liquid, is I'm going to be using the dethatch product from the next line. Be using the dethatch product on that. Stay tuned. Let's see if we can get the sunset. God, this is freaking beautiful, dude. There we go. Look at that. Just beautiful, dude. Beautiful. I wish you guys could see it. It's such a beautiful night out here. It's warm. The birds are chirping, right? Got a nice sunset behind us. Maybe when the show gets bigger, we can invest in some good equipment. But for now, this will do. All right, where were we? Tim Fisher, how do you kill Bermuda in cool season turf? I am in southeastern Pennsylvania, and now that I know what I'm looking at, I'm seeing patches of it all around my yard and want to have ace. I have to plan to fight the Bermuda grass when it invades my lawn, bluegrass rye, tall fescue. Yes, I understand what you're talking about. As far as getting rid of Bermuda in cool season lawns, I cannot help you there because I don't have any experience. But I can tell you, I'll tell you what I can do. What's your name? Tim Fisher. If you email me, I'll put my email here in the chat at the bottom. If you'd like to email me, and we can work something out. Because even if I don't know how to answer your question, I know people that do. So I can hook you guys up with So Tim Fisher, about the Bermuda grass, just email me. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, why do I keep doing that? I'm not used to this little keyboard. Alright, here we go. Alright, so Tim Fisher, I left my email in the description below, so let me move this stuff real quick. You're good. They're like, what the heck's going on? My dad's girlfriend just pulled in. That's what that was. What do we got here? So yeah, Tim Fisher, about Bermuda in bluegrass lawn. I left you an email. No, I left you my email in the description of the chat at the bottom. It's sullivanjacob68@gmail.com. Email me there. Put Bermuda in cool season lawn in the heading, and we'll work something out there. If I don't know the answer, I can hook you up with somebody who does. That's what's nice about having connections and being in this industry. All right, where was I? Okay. The lawn kid, hey Jake, what should I do with clumping fescue? Well, you have a couple options. Number one, you can either dig it out and fill the area in with some soil, or two, you can use glyphosate on it, which is something I'm not willing to do here. But in the springtime, probably a good idea, especially since the lawn is still dormant. But if you have a thick green lawn anyway, I wouldn't worry about the clumping fescue, because when your lawn is green and thick and just beautiful, it's hard to notice. And really having a perfect lawn up here in the Midwest, like a monostand lawn, it barely exists around here. We have like multiple cultivars, multiple varieties and whatnot in our lawn, so it's not really something I'm worried about. But yeah, if you have a thick, beautiful lawn, I wouldn't worry about it. But if you're wondering how to take care of it, you can either A, dig it out, or B, use glyphosate. Go Blue Sweet 16. That's funny. Tender loving care. Oh, yeah. I missed that. Completely missed that. That's pretty bad. Tender loving care. Yes, I agree with you guys completely. Springtime has come. Our lawns made it through a harsh winter. Now let's give it some tender loving care to help it recover. Jake, I sent you an email. It wasn't returned. Are you running behind? Yeah, Donald A. I apologize completely about that. Being that this was the last week before spring break, I got really busy with school, so I didn't have a chance to go through my emails, and I really apologize about that. I will get back to you first thing tomorrow morning. I'm really sorry about that, Donald A. DB42, I want to use humic acid like Connor Ward. I want to use humic acid like Connor Ward. He uses granular from a Utah supplier. I don't want to use liquid. What's a good supplier for humic acid granular in the Midwest? How often should I use it? DB42, I have no idea, man. I wish I could help you there, but all I use on my lawn nowadays is liquid. I'm not really sure. I'll have to follow up with you on that. Andy's Lawn Care and Outdoor Bike, I think you should expand and add more snow shoveling to your route. You can make some serious profit from it. Yes, I agree with you, Andy. It sounds like a great way to grow. Kurt Witterby, Jake, do I hear birds in your yard? Must be spring. That's right, man. Welcome to spring. Max Lawn and Garden Care. I've just put down some weed and feed. How long should I wait until I overseed and top dress? Well, considering that it is the springtime and assuming that you're in a cool season zone, I would just keep on mowing and fertilizing like normal throughout the season, especially if you have a good stand of turf. And then once fall time approaches, then that's a great time to consider any kind of seeding whatsoever. In fact, if you want, you could check out some videos I did here on the channel last year at my project lawn. That's all we talked about for the initiation was aeration, overseeding, adding more cultivars to thicken things up. What are you doing? Oh, man, I ate too much.
So you got it started finally?
Yeah. Well, it's lagging, but
Well, where's the other wood at?
Right there.
We'll put it on.
Okay. Really should get some gloves for this. You guys criticize me about it all the time. This is what it is at this point. If it goes out, I'm fine with it. Is it true that baby shampoo will help water penetrate the ground? Mac, I'm not sure about that. I've never ran any experiments, but I have used baby shampoo in my weed control to kind of help improve the surface tension of the water, to help better control, but I've never ran any experience to see what it would actually do on the ground. But I'll tell you what, a great person to ask about that would be Matt Martin, because he has talked all about the science behind aeration, liquid aeration compared to just surfactants that kind of penetrate the ground. So if you want, I will leave a link in the description below to Matt Martin's video that he did last year where he talked about aerate, the science behind it, and compared it to some other options in the liquid industry that are possibly snake oil. So let me just go ahead and pull it up here. I'm a little off my game tonight, but you know, I can't really beat myself up about it. It's been a rough night here at JTLK HQ. What do we got here? Oh yeah, let me pull this up here. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the wood's actually kind of wet. Yeah, it is what it is. Alright. Let me go ahead and link it to this. Alright. Let me just put it here. All right, what's your name, buddy? Asked about granular. Oh yeah, Mac. I left the link to the video below if you want to learn a little bit more about the science. That's Matt Martin, the Grass Factor. So if you want to look at his video, it's down in the description below, waiting for you. Wait, real quick. Let me just see if I can do this because I really do get. You guys know how I am about these things. I'm too OCD about it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh wow, that's actually pretty cool. Woo! Not doing that. Anyway, we'll just keep it normal. What a beautiful night. Just wish my fire would cooperate. Yeah, it is what it is. How long does it take grass seed? How long does grass seed take to grow? Mac, it usually takes somewhere about, for perennial ryegrass, that takes us about, I'd say, 4 weeks to establish. It takes 7 days to germinate, but altogether, I'd say it takes about a good month or so to, mature and establish. But with bluegrass, bluegrass actually takes a little bit longer. Bluegrass is at about 21 days to germinate. And because of that, it can take about, I'd say, maybe 40, 50 days. I'm not sure. All I've ever seeded in my days here are rye, so I've never done anything with bluegrass. But yeah, all I know is that how long it takes for your grass to germinate and grow depends on the grass type you have. Makes sense, Mac? It's autumn, not spring. Oh yeah, the lawn kids. So in your area, yeah, you live in Australia, right? Yeah, for you guys it's autumn. For us here in the States, it's springtime. Josh Whitford, what's up, bro? Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks so much. It means a lot. Anthony Rodriguez, what pre-emergent do you use on your lawns? All right, real quick, I just want to go ahead and clear the air here. I do not treat my customer lawns with weed control and fertilizer. I'm not there yet in my business. But I do it on my home lawn and the project lawn, and I film it and educate you guys on the internet. But to answer your question, my go-to pre-emergent in the spring is going to be the prodiamine. So for a lot of you guys, that's going to go under the trade name Barricade. And then maybe later in the year when the crabgrass is starting to sprout, or it's just but it's prematurely sprouting, that's a great time to add in some dimension or some dithiopyr, as it does do better with later season control. But I really like prodiamine because it does better against the spring rains because it's got a sticking agent built to it. So yeah, other than that, all I can really tell you simply is that prodiamine is my go-to pre-emergent in the spring for good reasons. Is there any household products that can kill moss in your lawn? Mac, I am not sure. I've never experienced any problems with moss. Can't help you there just yet. Maybe we'll have to follow up sometime this year, though. Jake, the lawn kid, buddy. I know what you're talking about, but where you live in Australia, it's autumn. But here in the States, the United States, it's springtime. No apologies necessary. I just wanted to make sure you got it. Take your time, not stressing. It's very detailed, so don't. Yeah, Donald. No, actually, I appreciate it when you send me those emails because one of the problems I had in the past is I would get emails and people wouldn't send me enough detail. So I'm really glad that you delivered and you sent me a lot of detail. I did go through it. I read it, but I do need to get back to you and give you some solutions. So that'll be coming soon, Donald. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. Max Lawn and Garden. How can I stop dandelions from spreading my lawn? Any over-the-counter control you can get will work just fine as long as it contains the 3 active ingredients, 2,4-D, dicamba, and conclorac. That'll help control most of the common weeds that we deal with up here in the Midwest. including dandelions being like the #1 problem. So if you would like, I will leave you a link at the bottom of the chat, Mac, where you can pick up some over-the-counter weed control. You can find this pretty much anywhere, but I'll leave you a link. It's kind of nice. There we go. Nope, it's not what I wanted. God, that's what I hate about iPads, man. Freaking... Hold on. Let me get you that link there. Mac, let me link you to the stuff. Alright, Mac, I left you a link to the weed control I use. If you would like, if you would like a video that I did a 1.5 years ago showing you how to spray weeds, I will leave that in the description below as well. Let me just go ahead and link it to that. Alright, so real quick, Mac, I want to give you a little bit of a backstory on this video too. When I sprayed for the weeds, one of the things I noticed was that, especially since it was one of my first times using herbicides, is that I did spray on a windy day and I didn't have a big enough fan tip, so I did have a little bit of drift throughout my spray. So I just wanted to clarify that. I did make that mistake in the beginning. I just wanted to let you know so you don't make the same mistake. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and link you to that as well, Mac. Here's the video. Hang on. Jeez, what's going on here? Hang on. All right. Come on, just... Alright. I sent you... Alright, Mac, I sent you a link at the bottom of the chat where you can show. Let's see what we got. Where was I? Oh yeah, Mac, I left you a link. Jake the Silverback want to give us a shout out. He's not out here at the moment. He was out here earlier though, helping me light this fire, which by the way is freaking lagging terribly because I suck at building fires. Should have stayed in Boy Scouts when I was in 4th grade. Maybe I would have learned something. But how you doing? You guys can hear me, right? Just want to make sure I'm not giving out all this stuff. No one knows how to stop the stop sign behind you. I love it, man. Nobody does either. Nobody knows how to drive out here either. They just zoom across here like madmen. You need to slow down. Indiana Sunset. Wait, can't wait to see more of Jake. Yeah, man. Me too. Sounds so narcissistic. Yo, Polo Fields in the building. What's up, Ken? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Flight Simulation Guru. Iron sulfate for moss, dissolved in warm water and sprayed on the moss. Kill it within a few days and won't harm the grass. Moss killer sold by the major brands is iron sulfate. Good to know. Thank you for helping me out with that, Flight Simulation Guru. So, iron sulfate. We'll have to do some tests with that this year because my grandma, I've probably told you guys this before, but my grandma lives in a very rural area. She's got a lot of trees and whatnot, and because of that, she does deal with some mold here and there. So that might be a great way to experiment with it. If it actually works, and deliver you guys some content while I'm at it. All right. It's actually a pretty nice day. Mod me so I can help you. Yeah, it's Gore-Tex. We'll have to talk about that another time when I'm actually getting ready to set this up, because I did little to no prep and I don't want to freak over with this again. Every time I do something, it screws up. What's up, Jake? What will be your first height of cut this spring? I'm thinking I might try 2 inches this year. Ended last year around 2.5. Yeah, so around that 2.5 inches mark, because I traditionally cut my lawn at 3.5 inches during the summer, I'm going to do my first 3 cuts at about 2.5 inches, and then from there I'm going to start slowly going up based on how the weather goes. Make sense? What's going on? Oh yeah, it's Gore-Tex. What's going on, buddy? I haven't seen you in a while. I appreciate the fact that you actually tune in here, man. You and I gotta talk. We gotta get on the phone and just discuss. We gotta do something. What are you doing? At least I got something.
So it lights right up.
Yeah. Hey Jake, hit me up when you get a chance with those beats I sent you. Okay, Ken, I will.
What beats?
No, he sent me some music for my videos. What do we got here? Haven't seen an update on you and LCM Project Lawn. How did it hold up in the winter? Looking forward to seeing updates on it. Hey Dad, can we run over there tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. So I hope that answers your question, Craig. Richard, we're going to be running over to the Project Lawn tomorrow and getting a little update on it. Call me Cody instead of it's Gore-Tex. Me and you are on a first name basis, Jake. I got you, Cody. Got you, bro. Ken Harbinson. Hey, Jake, hit me up. Oh, yeah, I just read that. I am so out of it tonight. I don't know why. Yeah, man, good idea. It's really getting cold.
This is dry.
That's been down there for a while. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, what do we got? Keep up the good work. Thanks for the $50. And okay. Magic dust from Silverback. That's funny. I've aged my lawn too far back. How can I get it to grow back? What do you mean by that, Mac? I need you to clarify that for me. All right, man, gotta run. Cassie's for a couple. All right, yeah, Cody, we'll talk soon. Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna get comfortable here. Now that we got a fire going, I'm gonna move a little closer. Just take the iPad and sit back and relax. Answer some questions. Camille01, is that Silverback? Yes, man, he's a lifesaver. This fire is really starting to go downhill. He found some dry logs. Now we're getting somewhere here. Alright. It's starting to get cold, man. It was beautiful a few seconds ago. Hold on one second. I'll be right back, guys. Very sorry. Now we're talking. Look at that fire, dude. All right. Why does the fire sound like flicking? We got some wet wood in there, man. That's all that is. All right. Well, I feel much better now. I'm more comfortable. Now let's answer some more questions. Whatever you guys got, let's answer them. Let's see. Did anybody send me anything? I don't think so. As I told you, it's hard to get some lawn care stuff here in Norway. Everyone is talking about humic acid, and I got a hold of some. I'm not sure what rate to apply. Is it possible to over-apply? Well, based on what I've been hearing with humic acid, I have a feeling that if you do over-apply it, it's not really going to hurt anything. But it really does depend on the product you're using, right? In order to understand what you're dealing with, I have to know what the product is. But what I'm trying to get across to you is I'm not sure, because I've never had any problems with like that, nor have I ever over-applied humic. But based on what I'm hearing, it's a chelator. It's going to help with nutrient availability. So I have a feeling that over-applying probably won't hurt you. But don't take my word for it. I've never tried it. Just got to be honest, right? Thanks, Dad. You got the fire blazing. Yeah. Jake, put some wet wood by the fire pit. Let the heat dry it out. Smart idea, Donald. I'll have to do that. But I'm not running in the house right now. I just got back. Maybe in a few minutes. Will you be putting down your pre-emergence soon? Yes. In fact, if temperatures stay on par, we will be putting down pre-emergence as soon as next week. So, really looking forward to that. Stay tuned. What's up, Jorma? How you doing, brother? What's going on, man? Let's see if you guys can see me okay. Yeah, that fire's blazing, dude. Okay. Jake, are you using Milo with Next products this year? Just to give you guys a little bit of clarification with what I'm doing, my whole front lawn here, this is all going to be liquid Next products this entire year. In fact, I want to see what I can accomplish with less, right? In fact, I actually put together an application plan video back in January, and in total, with the applications I'm going to be doing this year, which you'll hear more about on the channel, I'm going to be applying 1.25 pounds of nitrogen for the entire year, and we're just going to see how it plays out. And along with that, we're going to add in some micros and macros. All the good things that a lawn needs. So the front will be all liquid. The backyard will be doing some test plots with Milorganite, comparing it to Green Punch and Carbon X, and I think I have an area I'm going to do nothing but microgreen on. So got a lot of fun stuff coming this year, because one of the things that's pretty interesting and that John Perry talks about, especially with the microgreen, is that you can go a whole year with nothing but microgreen, right? Because by giving the lawn nothing but micros and a few macros here and there, you're actually building the soil, right? You're building the soil, you're building that soil base, and the deeper you build that soil, the more nitrogen you have naturally available to the lawn. So at that point, why do I need to apply it, right? I mean, that doesn't supplement for application completely, but it's just an experiment I want to do to see how it plays out. Make sense? Sorry if I went a little off there. Like I said, I like to ramble with these things. It's how I get into it. Plus, I got this freaking fire in front of me. Getting used to it. What do we got here? Max, sorry, spelling mistake. I mean, I have edged my lawn too far back where it meets the sidewalk. How can I get it to grow back? Interesting question, Mac. I'm dealing with the same thing right here in my front lawn, because I do a lot of my edging with a string trimmer, and really, culturally, that's not the best thing to do, because when you open up that crack, you're creating more room for crabgrass to invade, because that's where it gets warm throughout the spring. So, as far as it growing back, I just say don't edge it for a while, or even better, edge it with a blade. Edge it with a blade to keep that edge gap as thin as possible. And then maybe when the fall time comes around, maybe put a little bit of soil in there and then just seed it. That's all I can think of right now. How is the weather there? When are you going to start with your winter cleanups? Very soon, man. Literally early, mid-April. That's what I'm aiming for. If temperatures stay on par. All right, what do we got here? Have you put down any next products yet? No, I haven't. In fact, in the next week or so, I do plan on doing some things with RGS, maybe a little bit of Humic 12, possibly some Aerate, and maybe a little dethatch. I'm not really sure, but we just got to wait and see how the weather plays out. I do know that we are going to be doing pre-emergence here in the next week or so that'll be some content for you. But once again, it all depends on the weather, hoping that soil temperatures get and stay to 55 degrees. DNA Chicken, what's up, brother? I know you're the lawn kid. I got you. You guys hear that? Got a little bit of wet wood in there. That's all that is. Sounds like a sprinkler system. Hey Jake, here in North Carolina, just made first cut and applied app of RGS and Aerate. Awesome, bro. Good to hear that you're finally off to a start in the season. We're catching up with you here, I believe another week or week and a half or so, and we will be off with applications as far as pre-emergence go. Canela 1, bought a Next Bio Stim Pack and imported it to Norway. Way too expensive. So I look forward to see some results this summer. Please don't talk about other stuff this summer. It's getting expensive. I'll try not to, Canelo 1. I gotcha. Dang, still dormant. Mid-March, huh? Yep. Yep. In fact, if anything, based on what I've been watching on the Next DIY channel, Paul Castleberry, with how the temperatures have been, this is probably a great time to put down some Humic 12. Once the soil temperatures get a little bit warmer and they remain soft, it's a great time to get some Humic 12 down there and just start helping with the nutrients, because even though the lawn is dormant, the soil never sleeps. So it's a good idea to feed it while you can and get it ready for when it's time for the lawn to wake up. I'm getting ready for Lawn Service 2019. I'm getting new Lawnmower Toro Time Master. Awesome, bro. It's awesome. Hold on, let me see what I got here. See, I got my phone on a... When is the earliest I could start putting down Milo in Michigan? Well, for you, it's going to be a little bit late because north. So what I recommend you do is definitely, I'd say wait until late April, early May, when soil temperatures are in the 60s, 70s range, because by that time you will have more heat, and when comes more heat comes more microbial activity, which will increase the overall efficacy of Milorganite, ensuring that it gets down to the soil and that it gets utilized. Makes sense? Be right back. I got to plug this phone in, and I'm going to grab some more wood. Alrighty. Also made myself a little bit of coffee to wake myself up because I am a little sluggish tonight. Let's see what we got. Just got more snow in New York, but it's going to get a lot warmer this week. Yeah, man. Really exciting stuff starting to happen with the weather. Let me just plug this in real quick. What's this happen? God. All right. God. All right. Well, I got my charger now, so I can just plug this baby in, and it won't die. Looks like we got some people coming in since I left. What happened? We good? Yeah, we'll just pause that. You guys can see me. Ah. All right. What do we got here? Quality work, bro. I follow a lot of your tips. I'm sure the lawn care nut does as well. Yeah, man. I appreciate that, Michael Duran. Thank you so much. The lawn kid was coffee. Hey, Jake, I'm back. Lawn kid, not DNA chicken. Awesome, brother. Glad you got your account back. Michael Smith, how long does the lawn care nuts... Oh, how does the lawn care nuts lawn look since he has been gone? You know, I would love to show it to you right now. It looks pretty good. It's in decent shape. But I have to say, like, you know, since he left, the homeowner didn't only stop fertilizing, but they stopped doing everything right. So because of that, the lawn did have a few setbacks, but I'm sure that if we can correct a few of those cultural practices, the lawn can recover to its full glory. In fact, I think that's something we're going to work on this year. We're going to try. I'm going to try and talk my neighbor Megan into letting me mess with the lawn over there. I think that might be some great content for you guys. I know you guys love it when we kind of take old historical landmarks like that from the channel and we just recover them to their full glory. So that's something we'll have to do. Anthony Barton, did you enjoy your night out with your family last night? Yeah, man, it was fun. You know, we went to a buffet, right? We were there for a good hour. I ate like 3 plates of dinner, you know. As a teenager, you naturally eat a lot. So it was fun, you know. It was fun hanging out with my dad because honestly, my dad and I, we don't get a lot of time to hang out because of how busy we're. He's busy with work, I'm busy with school, and on the weekends I'm doing a lot with my video creating. So in reality, we really don't have a lot of time to spend. I mean, we're busy people, man. We're good to the earth people. We're just busy, but it's good when we can take time away and just hang out with the people you love, you know? So yeah, it was fun. For some reason, the largest mower companies are in America. Yes, man. Lawn service is very common here in the States. Brandon Campbell, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Grass top-notch lawn care. It's going to be my first time master. I come from 22-inch Toro all-wheel drive. Yeah, man. Can't give you a lot of fact there. I've never owned a Time Master, but I would like to at least use one on this lawn, see how it works out, especially for lawn striping. Look great. What do we got here? Did they hire you to take care of it? No, they didn't. Megan here is kind of a do-it-herselfer, but I'm sure that maybe if I can talk her into letting me do the application side of things and maybe a little bit of mowing here and there, we can probably get that lawn back on track. Jake, what does that say on your coffee cup? I'm glad you asked. Don't tell me to keep calm. Ah. All fun and games.
Wow, look at that. The fire's going, huh?
I know. It's holding up great. Inspiration is my middle name. You are one of the biggest inspirations to my lawn business. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Grace Ortis. No, you have to dominate your neighbor. Yeah, but at the same time, Grace, you have to give back to them. You know, you be like that. I mean, I know I talk a lot about having the greenest lawn on the block, but it's not, you know, that's not what being a lawn guy is all about, right? You don't want to hog all that stuff. Every good mentor doesn't hide their tricks. They show it. In fact, they help as many people as they can with it. That's what I do on this channel. So in real life, I feel I could do the same thing by bringing my neighbor's lawn back. However, her landscaping still looks bad, but I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna do anything to the landscaping, but I will to the lawn. That way we're kind of even. I just joking around. Don't take me seriously. I'm just joking. Stoke it with the leaf blower. That's funny. How's the project lawn, Jake? I don't know. I haven't been over there since November. I'm actually heading over there tomorrow to get a checkup on it. And then I believe next week we're doing the first step. Aren't you living in Indiana? Yes, Chris, I live in Indiana. I live in Northwest Indiana. Every lawn looks dead. Yeah, so rest assured your lawn's not dead, right? Your lawn is in a state that I like to call dormancy. Well, not what I like to call. It's called dormancy. And the reason it's in dormancy is because it's just a defense mechanism the lawn has when conditions aren't ideal. Like, for instance, when it's too hot and dry or too cold. It's your lawn's way of saying, hey, look, the conditions aren't right. It's your lawn's way of saying, look, the conditions aren't right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to sleep to protect myself. And then once the proper conditions return as far as temperatures, we'll go ahead and wake back up. So when it comes to this point in our lawns, don't worry about it. They will recover back to their full glory in a few weeks. Just give the temperature some time to come up, and I'm telling you, these lawns will be the greenest of them all. What's the best blanket weed killer? Really any weed killer you can get, like any over-the-counter 3-way weed control that you can get, as long as it contains active ingredients 2,4-D, dicamba, and conclorac, it'll be just fine. Now keep in mind they're going to give you mix rates, so that may dictate your walking speed, because I believe products like what am I trying to say here? Products like the Bayer Advance, they cover, like, I believe the mix rate is per 500 square feet, so you might have to walk half the speed if you want to blanket spray. I don't know. That's some content we'll actually have to explore this year. So, you know, how to blanket spray with over-the-counter weed control. I think that might be interesting, but not a common problem I have in the lawn. That's why I haven't done it yet. But yeah, random sandwich. Anything will work just fine. Just make sure that you're make sure that you do everything according to label directions, and that you do wear your PPE, which in this case are safety glasses, rubber gloves, long sleeves, long pants, and rubber boots. You want to make sure that you do not get any of this stuff on your skin. I just want to preface that. Jason Makem, glad to see you are still on. I thought I would miss you. Been outside doing yard work and spraying next products for the first time. So, Does the RGS stains come out of cloths? Not sure. I mean, I have stained some cloths with it, but I haven't washed them, so I can't give you a definite answer. Excellent, man. I'm in Chesterton. Awesome, bro. So you're close. Mm. What is the best crabgrass preventer? Well, there's quite a few. Number one is the commercial product I like to use, prodiamine, often goes under the trade name Barricade. You can get some here. You can get some here. I'm going to put a link in the description below to where you can pick up some prodiamine. Let me just go ahead and hook you up. Prodiamine. I'm going to hook you up with a granular product that I used last year. Alright, let me see here. Alright, so, who asked about the crabgrass preventer? Inspiration is my middle name. I left a link at the bottom of the chat where you can pick up some prodiamine. Another good one to use if you don't want to go out of your way would be at the hardware store, Scott Holtz. That's a great product as far as pre-emergent goes. Now keep in mind, it's a regular pre-emergent, so you can't put down seed in conjunction with it. Remember, as I talked about, when it comes to grass seed or pre-emergent, you can either do one or the other. You can't do them both at the same time. It's only going to be more complex. So to keep things simple, make a decision, and then either put down your grass seed or your pre-emergent. Make sense? Jake, what do you think of AOC? What does that stand for? Green New Deal. Never heard of that. Well, was that a model of the Queen Mary in your editing room? Great ship, visited a few times in Long Beach. Yes, DB42, that is a model of the Queen Mary. So my grandma, she used to work at a country club, and she knew a lot of people, so they would give her like these old antique, whatever you call them, artifacts or whatever. And I was able to get a model of that Queen Mary from one of her friends when I was little, and I just kept it since then. And then now I have a shelf in my room that I dedicate to like tropical stuff, like a coconut penny holder or whatever. I got some interesting stuff in there. I got an alligator head. Yeah, I'm all about, I'm all about keeping the theme the same. What do we got here? Bonus S and Milo, okay together, Jake, on St. Augustine grass. Yeah, it's not gonna. Yeah. Just stay, like I said, just stay within the label. Make sure you apply according to label directions. You should be just fine. Wear your safety equipment, safety glasses, rubber gloves, long sleeves, long pants, and rubber boots. Right? Keep your skin covered at all times, and you'll be just fine. But yeah, you can apply that in conjunction to Milorganite. It's not going to hurt a thing. Let's Go has a good pre-emergent. Really? Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Let's Go had quite a few. Random sandwich. Thanks. I'm in Virginia. Weeds are out of control. Awesome, bro. Glad I can help you. I have to go. Bye. Thanks for the knowledge. You're welcome, Inspiration. Thank you for tuning in, brother. I appreciate your dedication to the show. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to keep going here because it's getting dark, and I just want to see how the lighting looks with the fire, and I want to answer some more questions. So if you guys have any more questions, leave them in the comments. I'm here to answer them. Might have to get some more wood on this. Oh yeah, dude, this is... Gotta get a little closer now. SFL Spotter, what's up, brother? How you doing? Ken Harbinson, if I have small spots in my lawn, will Milo help fill it in, or do I have to wait until fall to seed? I have turf-type tall fescue. That depends. Now with turf type tall fescue, it's more of a bunchy type grass, so you can't really get any rhizomatous growth out of it. So your best bet would be to just feed what you can throughout the year, and then once fall time comes around, fill in the gaps with some seed. Milo would work better when temps are consistently above 70 or better. Yes, Super T, I agree with you. The hotter the temperatures, the better. Now, as long as the lawn is properly irrigated and you don't have any disease problems, by all means, go ahead and apply it, right? But like I said, because it relies on microbial activity and organic processes, you need to make sure that you just got to make sure that you have warm temperatures. All right. Where's your truck and how can I get a shirt, Jake? My truck isn't with me at the moment. One of my buddies is borrowing it, and he's got to get it back to me. And as far as the shirt, I will be getting them out soon. I don't have a store or anything open yet. I'm going to be giving a few away coming up soon, but pretty soon this year I'm hoping to get that store open and ready. Okay, what do we got here? Just threw her down. Yeah, man. Just do it, man. It's not going to hurt. More questions regarding pre-emergent. Here in Norway, crabgrass is not that much of a problem, but POA are. Would you recommend skip pre-emergent in the spring and go heavy in the fall? Well, if the severity of the POA is pretty bad compared to the severity of the bare thin spots that you want to fill in with seed, then by all means, go ahead. I wouldn't worry about it. Just as long as you're mowing, fertilizing like normal throughout the year, I don't care what you do. But whatever you do, do not put down a regular pre-emergent in conjunction with grass seed at the same time, right? You have to follow the limits, because if you do that, they're just going to interrupt each other's. They're just going to interrupt each other's processes. So, pre-emergent or seeding, you can do either or. I talk about this all the time. But yeah, to get back to Keneal's question, definitely, if you want to, put down a pre-emergent in the fall, but realize that you're not going to be able to aerate or overseed because of that. Let me go get some more wood real quick. Freaking beautiful night tonight. Let's put that on there. That. See how it does. We'll just leave it be, because the more I mess with it, the more I mess it up. Learning that real quickly, believe me. All right. Anthony Barton, that sounds like a great idea right now. In fact, one thing I've never revealed is that I actually do, listen, I have a grill top that I can put on the fire pit, and I can literally grill if I want to. That's pretty cool. I should consider doing that for a show. That would be fun. What do we got here? Sorry, I had to leave. Keep up the quality content. Why did you stop using Snapchat? I don't know. I just, for some reason, I don't go on Snapchat anymore. I probably should though, because I know a lot of you guys are concerned about me. But I don't know. I kind of stopped using it. But I know Gary Vaynerchuk wouldn't approve, so I better get back on there. All right. Mike Dickinson, any advice for killing clover? Love the channel, man. Keep up the great work. Yes, Mike, I've actually done a couple videos in the years past at this site where I did eradicate the clover in my lawn. But if you would like, I can leave a link in the description below to the first video that I did on controlling weeds in the lawn. This will kind of give you a better idea of, let me show you. How about this? No, I'll link you to my how to improve your weed control video, and then within that video there will be a few links that you can use that'll take you to the first initial video where I show you how to kill and spray weeds. As long as you do everything in here, you'll be just fine. So, what's his name? Where is he? Mike Dickinson. If you would like to learn about killing clover, I left a link in the bottom of the chat here on a video I did about 1.5 years ago on how to eradicate clover and the best, most effective way to do it. So check it out, bro. Jason Macon, when I was spraying the 002 with the Ortho sprayer, I had problems with the product not always coming out. I would be spraying fine and then nothing but water. Do you have a similar issue? Yes, I have, and I found that the solution, if you haven't, is to poke out that little screen on the bottom of the tube, because that screen is meant to filter product, but the next products you really don't need that, because the next products are thick as it is and they often get stuck in there. So if you haven't already, I recommend you poke out that little screen in your Ortho to ensure that you get the maximum as far as flowing goes. You know, it's pretty interesting though too, while we're on the topic of hose end sprayers, Alan, the lawn care nut, he's probably gone through 3 of them already. I still have the same one since like July. It's crazy. I guess that's what happens when you take care of your stuff. Got a nice fire going right here. Definitely got to work on building this up. You know what? In fact, hold on 1 second. Let me get another. Oh, no, wait. I got one right here. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and stand these up because I brought another one out here because I knew I'd need it. Because what's happening is the fire's toward me, but because I'm low on firewood, because that's just how it is, I got to just stand these up here. Hopefully they'll catch. Perfect. Oh. There we go. Yeah, now it's starting to kick back up. Yeah, baby. Put all that, anything that's on fire, just put it underneath. Yeah, now that's really going to start up. See that? Ha-ha! Redemption, baby! You guys saw last week, I really bombed the fire building, but this time I really got it down. Thanks to Pops, Silverback. All right, man. Now we're getting somewhere. I'm really enjoying myself. So, Keneal, a direct mic would be nice, but it's not something I have access to, but I want to make sure. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you? I don't know what it's like on your end of things. But appreciate your feedback. Thanks, brother. All right. Thanks, my man. I will check it out. You're welcome, Mike. Mike, I think all 3-way kill clover. Yes. Yes, Keneal, that's correct. That's correct. Anything that has 2,4-D dicamba in it will work great on broadleaf weeds. Brandon, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking in. Have a great week, brother. See you next week. What do we got here? But I deleted it because you never added me back. But I will download soon again once you live stream is done. Okay. All right, Long Kid. Awesome, bro. Jake, any advice on lawn recovery when the city comes out and digs all my nicely striped dark green yard to install natural gas? Yeah, man. I've never had to experience that personally, but I've heard a lot of stories. So I believe the best thing to do is to push the grass that's there, and then once fall time comes around, then consider aeration over seeding, like hardcore seeding. We're talking like 7-8 pounds per thousand, right? Just go heavy with the seed to bring it back. And then make sure you're watering every day. Get some airflow here. Yeah! Yeah, boy. Oh. All right. Am I still live? Yes, I am. Everything good? Where was I? Oh, yeah. Jake, hey, Jake, it's starting to get dark. Yeah, I know, brother, but I'm willing to stay out all night. Man, I like how this turned out, though. I'm having a great time. Like, the fire's warm. You guys get to see the fire. I think it turned out great. Got the neighbors in the background. What's up, bro? Oh, that's Sylvie's dad. Let's see what we got here. I've seen you edge with the trimmer. How did you learn to do that? No success at my end. Well, just from practicing it, just from practicing over time, I got better. The key is really just to learn how to hold the trimmer still, right? And then as you do it, you gradually start to walk faster and faster, and then before you know it, it becomes second nature. It's kind of like everything I talk about in this industry, though. The more you do something, especially in the lawn care industry, the better you'll get with it. Whether that's spraying weeds, mowing lawn stripes, or anything, right? You naturally adapt to it. You develop a second nature talent for it. If you know what I mean there. Let me move that. Is that their Uber? Just turning a log over. Just gonna leave it alone. Alright, am I back in? You should start over spring break. Wait. Oh yeah, fire looks great. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it. Audio's perfect. Heard the geese also. Awesome, bro. Glad you could hear me well. When do you start mowing for clients? Early to mid-April. That's what I'm aiming for. I hear you loud and clear. My volume's all the way up, nearly waking my wife. That's funny. Well, I'm glad you can hear me. That's all. Clinton Cutler, Jake, my soil temp is at 46. Could I start raking up the mess without hurting crowns? Yes, you can. Like I said, 46, the ground is soft at that point, so you're not really going to hurt anything. Get out there and do some raking. Like I said, airflow is key. So get that grass standing up as straight as possible to get as much airflow to the ground as possible. Once again, airflow is key. Awesome. What do you mean all night? You won't sleep and stay out there? Yeah, maybe. Depends on the mood I'm in. Soil temps in my area, I just checked, are 45 degrees. Is that warm enough to fertilize? Not yet. All right, 45 degrees soil temperatures. As I said, 55 is the optimum time for pre-emergence. So once you see the temperature starting to get in that 50s range and they stay there, that's a great time to start putting down your first pre-emergent application, and then maybe 2 to 3 weeks later follow up with your starter fertilizer. But in my case, because I'm going all liquid, I'm just going to put my pre-emergent starter fertilizer down the same day. It's like I'm telling a ghost story. All right. I don't use an edger, used to the trimmer. Yeah, me too, lawn kid. Good evening, Nick. What's going on, brother? Welcome to the show, man. How you doing, brother? Brian Scholl, if I have a few bare spots in my lawn, I want them to just let them fill in naturally. Well, crabgrass pre-emergent prevent them from filling in. Great job on your channel, thanks. Yeah, Brian, so to get a little bit more specific with what you're talking about, a crabgrass pre-emergent won't set you back, right? A crabgrass pre-emergent is more for the spring when the crabgrass is getting ready to sprout. It's going to stop it from sprouting. So once you get later into the year, a great idea would be to just mow, fertilize like normal, and see what happens. And then once you get to the fall, consider aeration and overseeding. Great idea, right? So pre-emergent in the spring, mow and fertilize, irrigate like normal all throughout the season. And then once you get to fall, just aerate and overseed. That's it. Nothing much to it. When in doubt, pre-emergent in the spring, aerate in the fall. Best thing to do, especially here in the Midwest. All right. Jake, do you put fertilizer down before or after a pre-emergent? And my soil in MA is about 37 degrees. So yeah, you're a little cold. I'd wait a little bit longer. Where were we? Ugh, I hate when I lose myself. Oh yeah. So I like to put my fertilizer down after, and I like to wait about a week or two. But in my case, because I'm going all liquid, I'm just going to put my next green punch down in conjunction with my starter with my pre-emergent. That's what I'm going to do. You'll see more videos on that soon, so don't worry. What do we got? Take it back. Hey Jake, did you see the guy who stole an ATM machine and he tried to get on a bus with it in public? No, man, I didn't hear about that. Hold on, I'm gonna go turn my porch lights on, get some light. Might be a little better. No? Okay, anyway. Where's Connor? I don't know. He's usually all over these things. Must be date night for Connor. What do we got here? What do we got? Hey Jake, I'm going to make a vid on how to change the line on my trimmer once the stream is done. Also, get to hustling. Do you have a duck call there, Jake? No I don't. I wish I did, though. That would be some fun. Absolutely now. Absolutely not. Absolutely now. One have done a complete stop at a stop sign. Just a lot of gasoline cars. Isn't electrical cars popular in the U.S.? We have tons of Teslas and others here in Norway, government paid. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on there. Jake, can you put down liquid humic acid when soil is still below 50? Yeah, once they get into the high 40s, low 50s, it's a great idea to start feeding the soil, get the soil jumping, get some nutrient flow, improve the nutrient flow in there. Great idea to get some humic down because as we talk about, the soil never sleeps. Now, once again, make sure that the ground is soft and that when you stick your finger in there, the soil actually, the soil is just soft and wet. You don't want it to be frozen because then nothing will be able to penetrate. So when in doubt, don't do it. But when you notice the soil temperatures hitting those high 40s, low 50s, it's also a great time to start feeding some humic 12 or RGS into the soil to start stimulating some stuff. When is what is your starter fertilizer? My starter fertilizer this year is going to be the Green Punch 1801 product from the Next Folks. But as far as starter fertilizer in general, all you have to do is make sure that you get a product that contains all three elements: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. If you can find any product that has it, then you're fine. So any all-purpose fertilizer that has all three of the macronutrients, the NPK, that'll be just fine for you. That'll get you a nice jump. Your lawn will be looking really good 4 to 5 weeks after. All right. Da, da, da. I feel like Joe Rogan over here. There's like no format. I couldn't core aerate last fall. Okay in the spring. Yes, DB42, but remember, if you do any kind of aeration, keep in mind, if you're doing a pre-emergent, you cannot overseed. But if you do decide to core aerate in the spring, then make sure you do it before you put down your pre-emergent, so then that way you won't break that pre-emergent barrier once it's applied. Makes sense? Now, like I said, if you're going to put down a pre-emergent, I repeat, do not put down any seed in the spring. Wait till the fall to do that. So if you were to ask me, though, personally, I would just wait till the fall to do all of that. But if you want to just core aerate in the spring, you can do it. I repeat, though, do not seed with a pre-emergent. It's been 1 hour and 51 minutes since the stream started. Yeah, man, we're going all the way out here. Springtime, baby. You can burn your fertilizer bags while you're talking to us. That's funny. Sounds like fun. We'll have to do that sometime. What do we got here? All right. Carbon X thoughts, Jake. Haven't used it yet. Don't know. Sounds like a good product from what I'm hearing. Jeez, man, slow down. People, man. What's your opinion on Ringer Lawn Restore? Great alternative for Milorganite, good source of potassium, good for the soil. Aiden, what's up, bro? How you doing? Welcome to the show, man. Yes, we are outside tonight. We're taking it to the next level now that the temperatures are coming up. Spring is in full gear, and so is the show. If that makes sense. How was the John Deere D105 holding up at your grandma's house? Don't know. Haven't been there in a while. Jorma. We'll be going to do a video on my Toro Time Master. I will be live streaming, going to get it in the middle of April. Awesome, bro. I'll be sure to say hi. Grace Ortis. I plan on putting down aerate and RGS. Do I still put down starter fertilizer? Yes. It's only going to help. Trick or treat. That's funny. How is it balancing school and your business? Do you participate in any sports or clubs? No, I don't. I'm too busy, man. I mean, if anything, I would love to get on the golf team, maybe play a little bit of golf here and there, but I'm just not willing to spend the time. I got so much going on. I got between school and my business and my videos on the weekend, I'm constantly busy, man. It's just, I'm hustling. I'm trying to make something out of this so that I can do it full time when I'm older. So I'm just hustling hard. Turn this over. Oh, fucking smoke. Who was I? What's up, Avneet Arnoor Gag? What's up, brah? Hey Jake, what mower do you use when you didn't get your recycler? What mower did I use when I didn't get my recycler? What do you mean by that? Like, what mower did I use in the last fall? Oh, that was my Snapper Highback, my brand new mower. Got any ghost stories? That's funny. I get it, right? Because of the lighting, right? It's like very, very still, very dark out here. You just can't hear a lot. I hear the last person that came came down these streets didn't come back. Are you a big golfer? I am. Well, I used to play on the Junior Golf League for about 4 years, up to 4 years ago, and then I could just kind of stop there for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, man, I loved golf big time. I mean, I wasn't the best at it, but it was my sport, man. I loved it. And one thing I do want to do is I definitely want to hit the course more this year. Go out there and just, crush it, man, because last time I played actually was this summer, and I was shooting pars on the golf course, so it was fun. Haven't been back to Discord yet. Are you good for Monday? Did that man ever send you those audio tracks? Yes, he did. A's Lawn and Landscaping, we are good for Monday, bro. We're good. Let me go get some more wood. I'm just gonna get a whole pallet, and then I don't have to keep going back inside. Some more wood. See how much longer you guys want to go. Got 6 pieces here. All right, let's light this mofo up. It's starting to go out though. Yeah. Here's what we'll do. We'll TP it. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. Just for giggles, we'll put one more on top. See how this holds out. I think this might turn out really well. We'll play with it, you know. Oh. All right. Looks like we still got a good crowd in here tonight, so we'll just keep going. Where are we at? 41 people, wow. Let me see what we got here. Here. sec. Tires you out right away. Alright. Neighbor's thoughts on a boy on his front lawn talking to his phone with a fire. Not that I know of. In fact, I guarantee they envy it. They just don't want to say anything. It'll burn slow. You guys can see me, right? Right here. It's getting dark. Where are we at? What's going on, Phil? Wow, your dog's really growing.
Yeah, he's getting big.
That's funny. Jake thanks you. Second year at my house and excited to do some DIY learning every year. Appreciate you doing this. Someone to go to. Thank you again. You're welcome, DB42. Glad I could help you, brother. What is your Discord link? Jake the Lawn Kid, hashtag 5630. We'll discard that. We'll discard that one. The fact that I'm outside and it's still gonna blow on the fire to keep it alive. What the heck, man? What is your Discord like? Tell us some great ghost stories, maybe some horror lawn stories. Well, let's see. I'm just gonna go off the top of my head here. Alright, so there's this one lawn in the neighborhood up the street. Nobody's returned when they've gone up to that lawn up the street. It turns out that lawn was dead. The end. That's all I got for you, Andy. When you see Megan, ask her if it's okay to feed. Oh my God, you guys, man. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. Oh my God. That is too funny. Could you forward them to me, please? Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Andy's Lawn Care and Outdoor Adventures. Filmed 2 videos today. Hope to post them both soon. Can you film a lawn equipment setup video 2019? We'll see what we can do there. Do you have a girlfriend? Not at the moment. Very busy. I have a few girls I talk to here and there, but nothing serious. God, this is terrible, man. All right, what do we got here? Can't even see you. Yeah, man, I know it's getting dark out here and my fire is just starting to go dim on me for some reason. I don't know why. There we go. Now you can see me. There we go. Okay. What do we got? Are you gonna change your name after you are not a kid? I don't know. Maybe until I'm 30. Bam slid, pour spread. That's right, Ace. You know it, bro. Throw some cardboard in there to make it bigger. You know what? That's a good idea because I do have some cardboard around. Let me just do that. Got a whole freaking coffee box over here as well. Got to do what you can to keep the show interesting, right? So we're gonna put some paper in there. Start this mofo up. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, it's starting right up now. By the way, do not do like me. Wear gloves, right? I just don't have any. Yeah, now we're talking. Let's get some stuff in there, man. Let's just build this up. All right, well, that pretty much takes care of that for a little bit. All right, now we're talking. Oh yeah. Here's a crazy question. You asked your dad to take you to the project house earlier. Do you have a license yet? You mentioned you have a lawn service, so how do you get them if no license? Well, I'm in the process of getting my license right now, and as far as going to the project lawn, he has to drive me over there, so I'll be getting my permit this Thursday, but yeah, he has to drive me around until then. Till Thursday. That cardboard really did it, man. Yeah, man. Alright. Hey, Jake, can you type in your Discord link so I can add you? Yeah, let me put my Discord link at the bottom here. Alright. Lawn Kid, I put my Discord link in the description. That will be one of my questions for you on Monday. Am I able to bam slit? Yeah. My lawn is covered in snow. Yeah, I hear you. Gotta run. Nice chatting, everyone. See you next week. All right, man. See you next week. Thanks for coming in. Who's behind you? Huh? Got a paper ball here. Do. I love Discord. Thanks for hooking me up, Jake. You're welcome, bro. I love chatting with you guys. Any chance I get. Smoke got my eyes, dude. Oh. God, it's terrible. Yeah, keep blowing on it as the wood burns. What do we got here? Warm by you today? Yes. I guess I have to call it a night. It's 1:50 here, Jake. Nice chatting with you as always. Keep up the keep the next one outside as well. I will, Keneal. Thank you, brother. Anthony Barton, do you do any control burning? What does that mean? So if I don't know what it means, let's just say no. Oh boy. Great show tonight. See you next time. All right, Striper man. See you, bro. My mom was like, "We'll pay to fly Jake to Baltimore if he wants to come." Okay. Yeah, man. I'll listen. I'll take that offer, Aiden. If you want to fly me out there, you and I will listen. We'll hang out. We'll do something fun. Let's do it. Tell your mom I'll take that deal. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like you have a good plan of action. I was a bad kid. I didn't get a license until I was 21. Did tons of driving and even ran from the cops when I was 17. No. Oh, man. That's why I love this show. I love hearing stories like that. Helps me learn to better myself. I've got squirrels digging up my turf like crazy from acorns. Do I just shoot them? I don't know, man. I've never dealt with that. I don't live in that type of area. My grandmother does, though. But like I don't mess around with that stuff. God, the smoke's blowing in my face, hurt my eyes. Oh my God. Okay. Can I use Next products here in Canada, Montreal, Quebec? Thanks, Jake. I'm not sure. I'll have to talk to John and see what his shipping policy is. Let's see what we got here. I'm just north of Indy. I noticed earlier today there was no breeze. Must be the same up by you. Yeah, that's why the fire's going out. If we had a wind breeze, that would help keep the fire going with all this wet freaking wood. Whatever happened to LCN's lawn? Looks like you're dominating it now. Yes, I am. I'm going to be showing you guys some updates here soon. It's just, I can't give you guys a solid update now because the lawn is still, what's the best way to say it? The lawn's still dormant. Mine is too. So they pretty much look both the same right now. But once they're in their prime, you'll be able to see. Oh. Put another log on top. Problem is the wood is wet. That's why it's lagging right now. Where was I? Do you do autograph signed images? Not yet. When should I start raking the spring? Nuts. I don't know why. I might have top dressed over their acorns and now they want them back. That's funny. What do we got here? What's your opinion of the Scott's 4-step program? Well, I think there's more to it than just a 4-step program, right? Because all Scott's is trying to do is they're trying to market you products, and they're trying to do it in their own way, and they're only trying to give you a large dose of the macronutrients, NPK. I think with the knowledge I've obtained now, I feel like they should be recommending you less and more micros, but they don't do that. They're a sales-driven company. That's what they're going to do. So I don't believe in it. I believe the best way to do it is like John Perry talks about. He's not all about selling his product, he's all about educating people, right? Less is more. And I think that means a lot in lawn care, right? Instead of hammering the lawn with macros, let's take the macros down, add in some micros to help us get more out of that lower dose of macros. That's a great way to look at it, and it's cheaper. So in my opinion, I think that a Scott's 4-step program is a little bit pricey compared to what we're doing here on the channels. I'm sorry if you guys can't see me really well. There's nothing I can really do about it besides keep blowing on the fire. Let me see if I can stand it up. I always, I'm going to try and answer some questions while I do it too. I'll just stand this guy up here. And then, too much smoke. Doing what I can over here, man. The freaking wood's wet. Anyway. There we go. Alright, where was I? When do you suspect soil temps to be ready for pre-emergence in your area? Very soon. I'd say about another week and a half or so, and the soil temps will be at about 50, 55, and then we can get our pre-emergence down. I hope that answers your question, David Robinson. Grace Ortis, is the 700 that's in the biostimulant pack considered a starter fertilizer, or should I get 10-10-10 starter fertilizer? 700, that's a great question. 700 is primarily for giving you your iron dose. So that would be something I'd use around Memorial Day or 4th of July when you're looking for a color pop and you're looking to give your lawn some macros. But as far as the starter fertilizer, I don't recommend it. I mean, it will give you a color pop, but I'd rather you have something that contains all three elements, so in that way you can get the more dynamic approach. Now, what I would recommend is that you can either do a couple things here. You can get your 10-10-10 starter in conjunction with some RGS and maybe a little bit of Humic 12, some aerate, or you can just go ahead and do the RGS and aerate with the Gun Punch 1801. It's all about what you want to do, so it's really up to you. I hope that makes sense. Do you do video chat, Jake? Yes, I do tons of video chatting on Discord. Follow me there, Jake the Lawn Kid, hashtag 5630. You really want to get the fire going, throw a car tire into it, it will go. This is what I love about you guys. You guys have experience. You got stories to tell, man. Now we really got something though. At least it's sticking. Is what it is though, you know. Can't do much about it. Oh, come on. Sorry about that. My sister was calling me. She doesn't know that I'm freaking live, and it annoys me. Ah. That was my sister calling me. Eric Vaughn, that was my sister calling me. You ever use some synthetic fertilizer, or do you only use Milorganite? Yeah, I use synthetic fertilizer. I use synthetic fertilizer in the spring and the fall when the soil temperatures are low to give my lawn a synthetic boost of nitrogen to get it going, and then from there, when the temperatures come up and we get more heat, which encourages more microbial activity in the soil, that's when I start using Milorganite. So I do use synthetic fertilizer. I use it in tandem with my Milorganite. I use it to complement it in the spring to get things going, and then from there I can do such treatments as my Milorganite in the summer when we have a ton of heat to get the microbes going. I'm sorry about this lighting, guys. I really am. I didn't think it would be this bad. But you just got to deal with it, right? By the way, I'm not blowing hard. I'm blowing soft. Oh my god, I keep losing myself because this freaking fire keeps going out. What the hell is that? Throw on some still two-stroke gas on that fire. That's funny. Not doing that. Can you put your Discord link in the chat? Sorry, Jake, I have to go. My iPad is low. Okay, bro. Well, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Sorry you tripped out. Can you repeat about when to start raking in Michigan? Once the soil's soft and the grass is soft, then that's a great time to walk on it and rake it up. Remember, you want to stand it up as straight as possible to get as much airflow in the soil as possible. Remember, airflow is key. So DB42, once the ground feels soft and wet, that's a great time to get out and start raking it. Good night, Jake. Have a good night, buddy. Hope to see you Friday. Okay, Jorma, see you then. Was that an ice cream truck that went by? I'm not sure. I don't think so. No. A viewer, I put my Discord link in here earlier. It's Jake the Lawn Kid, hashtag 5630. Landon Williamson wants to know if he's too late for pre-emergence. To answer your question, what's your name? Landon, I'm not really sure. You have to tell me where you live. If you live south, you're definitely late. But if you live in the cool season zone here in the north, then you still have I'd say about a good week or so until soil temperatures hit into the 40s, the 50s range is really when you want to put them down. In order to gauge that, I recommend you use a tool like Greencast Soil Temps to measure where your soil temperatures are at. So, Landon, to answer your question, the best time to put down a pre-emergent is when the soil temperatures hit 55 degrees and they continue to stay there. So the best way to gauge that would be to use a tool like Greencast temperatures. It'll give you an accurate reading of where your soil temperature stands right now. And the best way to figure out when to put your pre-emergent down is when you notice today's average, is when you notice the gap between today's average and the 5-year average starting to get smaller. Once you notice the gap between today's average and the 5-year average are smaller, then you know the temperatures aren't going to fluctuate that much and you're good to go on putting down your pre-emergent. Because remember, we want to make sure we get as much efficacy out of it as possible. So Landon, I will link you to Greencast soil temperatures. Hold on a second, buddy. Okay, so Landon, I may have done a bad job explaining this. So let me just fix my mistake, okay? So when it comes to pre-emergent, you want to make sure that your soil temperatures are within 50 to 55 degree range. And the best way to gauge that would be to use this tool that I sent you in the chat here. It's at the bottom of the chat if you want to check it out. It's called Greencast Soil Temperatures. It'll give you a reading of where your soil temperatures stand right now and where they have stood in the last 5 years. So to give you a better idea of when to put it down, because one of the biggest issues you're going to deal with, even if your soil temperatures hit 50 to 55 degrees, You might have some days where they'll massively fluctuate and they'll go back down into the 30s and the 20s, depending on where your air temperatures go, right? Because that's really what drives your soil temperature. So the best way to make sure that you're not going to have any fluctuation would be to make sure that when you look at the bar graph on the left of your page, there's going to be 3 green bars saying today's average, 5-year average, and 10 years average. The smaller the gap between the today and the 5-year average, the less likely the temperatures are to fluctuate, and that you're good to go to put down your pre-emergent and get full efficacy. Make sense? If you want, I will also leave a link to a video that I did a while back. Where is it? I'm still trying to figure this out. Alright, what's your name, Landon? Landon, I left you a link at the bottom to a video I did as well explaining everything I just said, just to give you a little bit of visual aid. I don't want you to get lost, because I know I have a tendency when I learn new things, it's hard when you don't have a visual. So I left you a link to my video that I did a little while back talking about pre-emergent timing, and I also linked some other videos along with that one. So just go check it out and see where it takes you. I'm sure you'll get a better idea. Okay, Jake, here's your $30 to $40 fix. Look on eBay for a solar garage light to 5 screws later and problem solved, because you don't have to run power through the attic. Wait, what does that mean? Jake, here's... Yeah, I do have some, I actually do have some construction lights. But the problem is I don't want to put them out here because those things are so freaking bright, right? I don't want to blind myself while I'm talking to you. You know what? 1 second. I know I said I wouldn't try this, but I'm going to anyway. Where is the plug? Got a light, so that we can at least get some light over here. This might work perfectly, because somebody did say in the comments. Let's see. Aha! Look at that. How about that now? Now you guys can really see me. It's not going to look that way the entire time. Perfect. Alright, what do we got here? Like I said, this is my first time trying this outside, so we'll just have to kind of adjust to that. Orlando Caballero. pulling in. My silverback just pulled up. Also, unless you want to get rid of the stump, because the black smoke is horrendous stink-wise. That's funny, Donald. What do we got?
Are you still?
Yeah.
Why are you still out here? Here.
Why not? Having fun.
It's cold out here.
I'm warm.
Did Mark stop by?
I don't think so.
No. It is groceries.
I'm still alive, Dad. Today's average is 58, 5 years 61.5, 10 years is 61.5. Yeah, Landum, if today's average is 58, then you're good to go, man. Get that pre-emergent down before things start emerging. And remember, your product is going to be the prodiamine, the 007 prodiamine, which I've talked about a lot on this channel here. All right. Well, I did what I could. We'll probably be wrapping this up in a few minutes just because I got to get inside and that freaking light over there. But is what it is. Anybody leave anything else in the chat? Still got a good crowd tonight. Yeah, Landon, if you're at 58, definitely get that down now or within the next week or so, and just get what you can, right? Because you're not really going to get 100% of the crabgrass. Some germinate later, but I would definitely recommend getting down an application ASAP, whether that's in the next week or so, to make sure that you can stop what you can, right? You're not going to be able to stop everything, but definitely stop what you can, build a barrier, and try not to disturb it. Have you gotten your hands on Carbon X Granular? No, I haven't. Matt hasn't talked to me yet about that. Chris Mitch, you're really buying into the hype? Yes, I am. DNA Chicken, what's up, bruh? How you doing? Looks like the lighting, it's a little bright, but there's nothing I can do about it right now. It works, you know? I put the light behind the camera, but the last thing I want to do is blind the people in the street. They're bad drivers as it is, right? I don't need them crashing into the house. Look at all this ash here. As John Perry would say, good for the grass. Wait. Oh, yeah, Eric Von Weddle. At what temps do any microbes in the soil become active? Anybody? Yeah, sorry I missed that. The microbes will become active around the 70, 80 degree time. That's really the ideal growing season for lawns up here anyway. So once we get into like early to mid, late May, that's pretty much when the temperatures are going to come up, depending on how the weather goes. So once the temperatures get into, again, the 70s, 80s, you're good to go. Sorry I missed your question, Eric. I got lost because I was, trying to make this freaking setup work. Liquid sounds great. How large a yard do you think it would work? What do you mean by that, DB? Are you asking how much square footage can you cover? Well, they do have a variety of sizes you can pick up. You can get one. As far as the next products go, you can get some in a gallon, 2.5 gallons, 5 gallons, whatever you're looking to do. It depends on your lawn size, really. It'll cover any ground. How often do you put down RGS? Every 3 weeks at most. You don't want anyone running you over. Yeah, man. Trying to be careful. What's going on? you grow your own grass? No, I don't. It's funny. What brand seed do you overseed with? Well, it's not so much the brand of grass seed, it's what's in the grass seed. So if you're using something that's got a little bit of weed seeds in there, like a very small percentage, that can equate to a lot of weeds in your grow. So whatever you're using, make sure you read the label and that there's little to no weed seeds in there, because I'm telling you, that little number makes a big difference. I hope that clarifies your question, Chris Mitch. Matthew Donatel. Have you ever heard of Screaming Green fertilizer? Yes, I have. I've never used it, so I can't give you any input. Jeffrey Dillner. You need a chat moderator that doubles as a fire moderator. Yeah, we'll have to, we got to work that out. Size of yards for liquid, meaning dragging a hose all around compared to just using a spreader. Yeah, you should be fine. DB42. I used Jonathan Green, Black Beauty, came in amazing. Yeah, I hear Jonathan Green's a really great product, especially to switch around if you're using Milorganite. Just a great way to introduce some new biologics into the soil. You ever go to Florida to visit LCN? Yes, I was actually down there about a month ago for the Lawn Ecology Summit, so I guess that's kind of visiting them. But we're gonna plan a trip sometime sure to go see our old buddy. So that'll be coming. What exactly is plant growth regulator? Okay, so it's not something I've used, but plant growth regulator, the way it works is it alters the growth pattern of your lawn. Where are you coming from?
Your mom's house.
Yeah, my way to sound cool. Oh yeah, so it basically alters the growth pattern of the plant. So instead of growing up, it grows out and around to thicken up the turf. But quite frankly, that's not something I recommend because I don't like altering the growth pattern of the lawn. What do I got here? When is the stream going to end? It's been 2 hours and 40 minutes. This is our longest stream. Yeah, man. Well, whenever you're ready to get off, man. Whenever you guys start getting bored, that's when I'll get off. Because I'm having a great time. So whenever you guys are ready to call it off, I'll get off here. I mean, I know it's been a while. Let me look at the clock, actually. Wow. 2 hours and 20 minutes, man. I'll tell you what, we'll go another 10 minutes and then we'll get off here. Because it's getting pretty late for me. I got stuff to do. Who's that? Who do you mean? Oh, Eric, that's my sister. Does the new Next Products replace Milorganite? I wouldn't say it replaces it as much as it does complement it, right? The specialty products like the RGS and the Aerate, they're meant to help you get more out of your Milorganite. So they really complement each other in a way. It's not one replaces the other. Now I will admit, Green Punch is an alternative to Milorganite, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to completely eliminate it from my program, right? It's a good idea to introduce some different biologics into the soil here and there. So that's where I feel Milorganite's going to come in handy this year because I'm deciding to go all liquid on my lawn. So that's just 1801 Green Punch, but it's a good idea to add in some Milorganite to kind of help get some different biologics in there, just to kind of help diversify the program a little bit. Milorganite causes more problems than good, breeds mutant grubs, and causes fungus. I'm 100% convinced of this. Chris Minch, I don't know about that, so I am not convinced because it's a great product and it's done nothing but good for me. So I don't know if I can agree with you there, but you learn something new every day, right? Let's pull an all-nightery like back in the day. Yeah, man. I'd like to, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm back on, Jake. What's up? What's up, Jorman? What's going on, bro? Yeah, I see the numbers starting to go down, but I'm not gonna get off till the numbers really go down, if you know what I mean. The fire is burning, but it is burning slow. That's why I got a light. Does the aerate replace machine aeration? Yes, it does, and it does it even better, because one of the things I'm learning when I hear more about the aerate product is that um, instead of aerating 20% of the soil surface area and removing cores and bringing them to the top, we are aerating 100% surface area because of the consistency of the liquid, and we are getting it down deep, and we are breaking bonds in the soil, allowing for more air and water penetration, which is what we want. And I feel that we get that out of the aerate product, if not even more. I'm learning a lot from you. Shout out from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Thanks, Duke. I appreciate you, brother. You and LCN need to come out to my house and have you all sway with my hard to get it fixed. That sounds like fun, Lance, and we'll have to talk about something. Grace Ortis, gotta go. Thanks for answering my question. Nice chat. Thank you, Grace. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, Grace. Any marshmallows? Not tonight. It's my first time trying this, so once I get more familiar with the setup and I perfect it, then we can do something like that. How are you still at 19K subscribers? I don't know, man. Must be the algorithms. In the wintertime, things just slow down. What's the best grass type for cool season? That's a good question. I really don't have a definite answer for you because they're all good in their own way. Like fescue is good for a tall grass. Kentucky bluegrass is good if you're looking for a shorter lawn, whereas rye is good for kind of filling in the gaps, right? So if you were to ask me, based on my experience, I believe the best grass type, if you're looking to put in the work and have the patience, is Kentucky bluegrass, right? It's a great base establishment because once you establish it, it's not going anywhere. It's only going to spread more and more the more you push it, right? And then maybe as the years go on, you put in some rye to kind of help thicken it up, fill in the gaps. So really, I think if you were to ask me, though, I think all three of them go well together because here in the north, the grass types look similar. We can get away with mixing them together. But keep in mind, they do have their differences, like fescue. Fescue grass needs to be mowed taller, whereas bluegrass can be mowed either or. So whatever mowing height compensates for both of that, you'll be just fine. DB42. I have a very large yard. I am not convinced about using these liquids. Using a spreader is much easier. Yeah, I understand that, buddy. But maybe if you use a backpack sprayer, that might solve a lot of your problems. And then what you do from there is you just water it in. But if you're not convinced, that's fine. I mean, this isn't really something you have to do, but if it's something that you should consider doing if you want to take your program up a notch. Makes sense? Nobody's trying to sell you on anything, so don't worry about it. You don't want to use it, don't use it. Is aerate better when overseeding opposed to core aerating, though? Yes, it is, because like I talked about earlier, you're going to aerate more surface area as opposed to aeration, which only gets 20%. So having that, having the liquid aeration, which is going to break bonds in the soil, open up those pores, and allow for better air-water penetration, I think you're going to get a lot better return on your investment if you do use the liquid aerate product. At least that's something I've learned based on my experience. So if you were to ask me, overall in the end, aerate tops mechanical aeration. What can you tell me about DS80 humic fulvic for turf type tall fescue? How much for 1,000? I've never used it. Never used DS80, David. Don't know. You'll have to probably read the label. God, I got nothing but ashes at this point. Let me get another. I mean, the fire's still going, but we'll just put another log on it, just for the hell of it. Just for the sake of the show, right? Where am I at? Will aerate help the ground perk? Yes, it will. If perk means break up the ground, then yes, it's going to help you there. How much do you charge for soil samples? Anthony, I don't have an answer because I do not implement this into my business. I solely do it for you guys in my own lawn for YouTube. I have no affiliation on doing this with my business. Just yet. You are like the Kid Rock of lawn care products and ideas. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. I wish Alan would do a live show. Yeah, me too, Eric. In fact, hey, a little thing about Alan. So he's coming up here next week so that we can do our first step of the Project Lawn. And while he's up here, I'm going to convince him to sit down with me and do an episode of this. So whether he does live shows or not, at least you'll get to see him live for an hour. And I'm not going to let him back out of this one because I do so much for him. Now he could start doing some stuff for me. I'm just kidding. He's a good guy. He does listen. Alan's a really good guy. I like to break his balls every now and then. I'm sure if he was on here, he would know right away. I'm having fun with him. I'm breaking his balls. But regardless, Alan's a great guy. But yeah, we'll try and get him on the show if he wants to do it. Hey Jake, can you make the fire bigger? Get a marshmallow, roast it, and tell us how it tastes, please. DNA chicken, I will have to do that next time. I don't have any marshmallows on me right now. Real noob, how did you start your channel? So this is a really good story. So for those of you hardcore fans, you guys know that I've lived next to Alan Hayne, the lawn care nut, for the longest time, about 10 years. And as far as how I got into lawn care, it all started when I was in third grade. I used to mow the lawn as a chore, and I would tell my dad how much I loved it, and he said, "Hey, if you love it so much, you should start a lawn business." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, let's do it." So for about 3 years, I did that. I started in 2014, and as 2014 progressed, I was talking with Alan, right, as I got older, because I got closer to him, and then I realized what he was doing and the impact it had on people. And then he was telling me, "Hey, Jake, you should do this for your business. You should share what's going on in your business, and maybe some applications, some lawn tips that you're doing for your lawn to educate your customers." And I was like, oh, so to clarify that, because I rambled right there, he said, maybe a great thing for you to do because you have a business is to do how-tos on your lawn to help educate your customers so that they can get a better understanding. I'm like, okay, cool, let's do that. So originally, my channel started out as a way to educate my customers. And then from there, because I had the drive to make videos and I enjoyed it, I just, I went all in with it. I started going weekly, making more videos. And then by the end of 2016, I'd like to say, the channel was doing really well. We got up to 3,000 people, and things were looking really good. However, in my first couple years, I was really bad with consistency, right? Consistency just wasn't something, it wasn't my strong suit. I would probably come in and make a video here and there, right? It was very sporadic in the beginning. And then, so then I sat down and I was like, all right, what can I do better? By the end of 2017, I sat down and I was like, what can I do better? I was like, maybe I can, make the outcome of videos more consistent. Like, instead of putting out 1-2 videos every 2 days or so, and then stop for 3 weeks and then pick back up, let's try making 1 video a week. We'll do that on the weekends and see how it goes. After doing that, I saw a drastic movement in the channel. The numbers went up like crazy, and people just loved it, right? And so did I. It made me a better presenter because I knew right away that the weekends was go time, and it made it better for my audience because people knew when my videos were coming out. So I guess that kind of contributed to the drastic improvement. And then by the end of 2018, which is when I really went all in, I sat down and I was like, what can I do? And I was like, I did really good with consistency, I did really good with frequency, but what can I do to make it even better? And I said, how about instead of once a week, let's go twice a week. Instead of just a video, let's add these live shows to it. So that's how this live show Lawn Fires came about. Instead of emailing with all you guys and answering your questions that way, let's make it more direct. Let's make it more real time. Let's make it more realistic. So that's how this show Lawn Fires came into play, right? I was thinking, okay, I did really good, but what can I do to, answer questions? What can I do to get out more content in a more direct, intimate, relaxing kind of setting? And that's how Lawn Fires came about. So I guess I kind of went a little off my handle there, but yeah, my channel originally started as a educator for my customers, and then because I loved what I did, and I still love it to this day, now it's becoming even more than that. I'm really grateful to be here, and I'm grateful for all the people I've met. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see what we got here. My brother, I'm off for the night. I hope you have a blessed night. Please take care of yourself. I will, Donald. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. I appreciate your dedication, brother. You should really charge him. You should really charge him for being your friend. Yeah, man. I love him. Love him to death. Back on, Jake. What's up, bro? Nick Dixon, I don't know a lot about your background, but you should think about getting a turf degree if you have not already. Yes, that's something I want to get done. Well, if you guys want to stick around a little bit longer, I'm more than happy to. I mean, I'm having a great time just sitting here telling some stories. It's fun. Hey, Jake, can you make a review on the Toro Turf Master? No, man, I don't have one. Maybe eventually when something comes up, but at the moment I just can't. I don't have a Turf Master of any kind. Yeah, as long as you guys aren't bored, I'm happy to stick around for a little bit. I'm having a great time here. Real Noob, you do an amazing job helping us new and more experienced guys. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's what I'm here for. I'll stay. All right, man. That's awesome. I see the numbers starting to go down, but if you guys have any more questions while you're still here, feel free to ask them. It's all open. Wow, this is probably the longest time I've gone.
What?
Nothing. It's just, this is my longest one.
I know, why don't you just cut it off?
I will in a few minutes. I'm in it right now.
Your food's gonna be freezing.
I'll warm it up. Better get some wood then. Yeah. I'll probably be cutting this off. You know what? At this point, because it's getting late, I think I'm going to cut this off in about 10 minutes. So about 9 o'clock. This has been going really long. But yeah, if you guys got any more questions, feel free to ask. Looks like the chat is dead. Wow, the numbers are going back up. Hey Jake, I'm here with my son Jacob, the other Jake, JTLK. He's 13 and he's getting started with his own lawn service. Any advice for him as he gets started? He's listening live with me. So Jacob, The best way to start your business is just hand out flyers and word to mouth. You do that and you'll be fine. In fact, I've actually done a video a while back on handing out flyers and what it does and how to make them. So if you'd like to see how to make flyers, I don't know if I can link that. Just a few more minutes till it's midnight in Indiana. No, man, it's not gonna be midnight here. It's almost 9 o'clock. I don't know what clock the Aussie lawn kid's on, but it's only 9 o'clock. It's almost 9 o'clock up here. Good night, Jake. Good show, even though I missed most of it. Yeah, man, you didn't miss a thing. Getting this fire started was a total drag, but I'm sure you can relate. I like how this is holding up though. Like this isn't I'm having a lot of fun out here. Gary, what's up, bro? How you doing? That's my neighbor. He literally lives right down the street. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Yeah, man, we've been live here for about a couple hours. I'd say about 3 hours going once we hit 9 o'clock, which I think is going to be the end here. But so we got about a good 10 more minutes if you guys have any more questions. But it looks like the chat is dead, so I think I'm going to be getting off here soon. City trucks have dumped sand all around my yard perimeter, sand everywhere. What to do? I'm not sure, man. That's a tough one. Yeah, man, the fire does smell great. Wait, Gary, are you outside right now? Seems like pre-emergents are important in spring and fall, so fall to when overseed. So as I talked about, the only time I'd recommend that you put down a pre-emergent in the fall in conjunction to spring is if you're dealing with POA and NUA. But if you're not dealing with it severely, then then there's no need to put down a pre-emergent. Put down your grass seed, because one thing I always talk about when it comes to pre-emergents is you want to make sure that you either do one or the other. You put down pre-emergent or you aerate and overseed. In this case, if your POA problem isn't that bad, just to culturally outcompete it by aerating and overseeding and stimulating the grass that's already there, thickening it up to a point where it can culturally outcompete the POA. Yep, longest stream ever. It is early, Jake. And Anthony's up to stay out all night. That's crazy. Well, we got a couple more minutes. And I'm getting off here. 9 o'clock. That's my deadline. I'm getting inside. That's it. You guys got any questions till then? I'm open. Jake, what are your thoughts as the best way to blend multiple types of grass in your lawn? I have large areas of KBG versus others of rye, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. My best advice to you would be to just overseed with as many cultivars of grass as possible. So maybe get some mixtures of rye and bluegrass to kind of help even it out, if that makes sense. Because one of the things about northern lawns, especially if you want to work with what you have, is you just have to you just got to compromise with it. So the best way to do that would be to thicken it up by adding in some mixtures of grass and hopefully evening it out in the long term. Good night from New Jersey. You're the best. Later, bro. Thank you, Thomas Bates. I appreciate it. DB42's like, go to bed, young man. Yeah, man. 8 more minutes and we're getting off. Thanks for the advice, You're welcome, Y-Town. Glad I could help you. I don't know what you guys are concerned about. It's not really, it's not really that late. It's almost 9 o'clock. That's it. It's nothing for me. But I'm just soaking it up because who knows when I'll probably get another warm day like this. You know how the weather is up here in good old Northwest Indiana. Just got to soak it up. me turn this over. Let's go bang on some doors tonight. Yeah, Anthony. Maybe next time. Bang on some doors. Well, we do got a couple more minutes. 9:53 Eastern. Yeah, man. That's pushing it. Next time we'll be starting at 5. PA boots. Too early for biostimulant pack applications in Ohio. Well, based on your soil temperatures, depending on what part of Ohio you're in, you want to make sure that they're hitting 50 degrees and that they're staying within that 50 to 55 degree range. And then once they're there, you're good to go for biostimulants and pre-emergence. DNA, the lawn kid, man. 7 more minutes and it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Here in the States, it's like it's almost 9 o'clock at night. Man, it'd be tough to adapt to that. All right. Well, we got a couple more minutes. Glad I could help you, PA Boots. Pennsylvania Boots. Anything else before we go? Gonna let this go out. Not worth it. What do we got? The chat is totally dead right now. Anybody still with me? Got about 4 more minutes and then I'm getting off. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Other than that, I'm completely dry. Looks like we got another long one coming in here. Where's it at? Have you ever killed your lawn and started over? My lawn is like driving over constant speed bumps. Besides crabgrass pre-emergent, would you fertilize knowing you're just going to kill it? Well, that depends on what you're looking to do. So, I get what you're thinking, but if you ask me, I'd just work with what you got. Even if it's that big of a hassle and you want to start over, what am I getting at here? So, if you want to start over in the fall, that's a great idea. But in the meantime, if you want to push your lawn and make it look good while you still got it, then I would definitely fertilize and mow like normal. Mow constantly, fertilize monthly at very low rates, spoon feed it, and I'm telling you, your lawn will look really great because that's really what brings out the best in your lawn right now. Is if you mow it constantly and you irrigate when needed, you fertilize every so often with very low doses, I'm telling you, it's going to look great year-round. Any tips for a super shady lawn? Year 3 coming up and pretty thin, had too much rain this past fall. Well, Pennsylvania Boots, what I would recommend for you is if it's something you can't control, like especially if it's a big tree, I recommend just calling quits on that area and just landscaping it. Put some mulch in there. Maybe plant some there. They'll do really good in shade. But yeah, as far as taking care of the grass, I would definitely just experiment with it. Like if you want, get a hold of the next products. Like especially the aerate, right? Open that soil up. You know, get some air, water, and nutrients flowing down to the bottom, and just see what happens. You might, because from what I'm hearing from John, if you just open that soil up, you'll see drastic improvement. Because that's really the common problem in shade. It's not just the grass type, but most of the time it's just the soil over there. Because it competes with the tree, it often gets compacted over there, and because of that, nutrients get bound up. So just see what you can do with that area, right? If it succeeds, it succeeds. If it fails, there's alternatives. Just put landscaping in. You'll be just fine. What's a low dose? I'd say about a 1/4 pound of nitrogen every month. That's a good one. All right. Well, we got 2 more minutes, and I'm getting off. When is it? When is? When it is -25. Watching, we will call it a night. Yeah, I see the numbers starting to go down. But yeah, 1 more minute and I'm getting off. So if you got one last question for me, please leave it in the chat and I'd be more than happy to answer it. Gotta get inside and have some dinner, man. Have you put down pre-emergent yet? No, I haven't. I have not put down my pre-emergent yet. Soil temperatures are getting into the 50s, so around next week, that'll be the optimum time. We'll be making videos showing you guys everything you need to know about pre-emergents, what they are, and when and how to apply them. Stay tuned for that coming up. Next time, wear a yellow vest so no one runs over. Come on, man. I'm just in my driveway. I got a light right here. People could see me. That's funny. All right, guys. Well, it is 9 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. I really appreciate all of you guys tuning in here and sticking with me. I know it was kind of long tonight. I left a lot, but I guess that's what happens when you try something new for the first time. Like, this is really my first time coming outside and trying to have this talk out here. So I have a lot of work that needs to get done, especially in the chat, and maybe getting some moderators in here to help speed up the process. But either way, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for tuning in. I really appreciate all of you asking your questions. So with that, I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys hopefully this Sunday. If not, we'll see you next week. If I don't see you guys next week, you're going to be dominated. See you later, bro.